Okay, the purpose of this video is to show you how to use your calculator to find a maximum or minimum value on a graph. Okay, so what you're going to do first is you're going to press y equals and you're going to type in the equation that you're wanting to graph. Okay, so I just have in here as an example x to the fourth plus 2x cubed minus 7x squared plus 1. Okay. Now, what you would want to do first is you would want to make sure that you were graphing this in a window so that you were able to see all the maximum and minimum places on the graph. And those are your U-turns, your tops of your hills and the bottoms of the valleys. So traditionally, we start with a -10, +10 viewing window, and then from there, maybe we make adjustments. You could either go in and manually set that window, or you could press the zoom button and choose option 6, Z standard, and it will set your window from -10 to +10. Now you can see on this particular graph that I have, it looks like maybe there's a minimum value, probably a U-turn happening somewhere down here off the window in order for the graph to climb back up here. I can see that there's a max here that's at the top of a hill. There is a min here, but I need to adjust my window first. I'm only going down to -10 on the y, and I probably want to increase that so that my y min value is a little bit lower. So I'm going to go ahead and try -20 for the y min and see, okay, that's better, but it wasn't quite far enough. So I will try one more adjustment here. Let me try -30. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got to go a little bit farther here. Sorry. Let's see if -40 will do it for us then. Okay, so now I can see I have 2 mins and I have 1 max. Okay, so what you're going to do, let's go ahead and calculate. We'll calculate this min over here on the left first. You're going to press second and then the calculate feature, which is underneath the trace button, and you're going to need to choose minimum, number 3. Okay, then the calculator will kind of prompt you in the bottom left corner. It says left boundary. So what you're going to do is use these left and right arrows, and you're going to want to move your cursor so that it is clearly on the left-hand side of that minimum value. Okay, just a couple taps is typically fine. Here I would definitely say that that is on the left side of this min. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And as I hit enter, I notice on my calculator, there's a small arrow that occurs here, and then also this faint vertical line. That's the calculator's way of saying that the minimum value occurs somewhere to the right of where that vertical line is. Now, notice in the bottom left corner, the directions now say right bound. So what you're going to want to do is tap the right arrow, just a couple taps, so that it is now a few taps on the right-hand side of that minimum value, hitting enter. And again, it sets up this little barrier of a vertical line. Okay, finally, when it says guess, you're going to slide your cursor down as close as you can to the low point there on the graph. Hit enter one last time, and it will go ahead and give you the coordinates, and you can just round these to 2 places. Roughly that minimum value is -2.77, comma, -36.35. So you would repeat that same process for this min, and then when you do the max, it's essentially the same thing, hitting second, trace. Obviously, you would choose, though, maximum value. You always just follow the prompts in the bottom left corner, and it's always starts you so that you're on the left side first, and then you want to swing over to the right-hand side, and then you just want to guess as close as you can. Okay, and then again, it will give you. Now, be careful with this one. You'll notice right here, it's not actually the number 1.46. This E is scientific notation. This means 1.46 times 10 to the -6. So in other words, this number is extremely small. So small that this decimal point should be moved 6 places to the left. So essentially, this number is really, if you were to round it, it would round to the number 0. And if you look at the graph, that makes more sense that the x value is 0 than that x coordinate would be like 1.46. That doesn't look like that makes sense. And obviously the y coordinate is 1. So I will not calculate this other min value, but it would be done the same way that we calculated that min value.